3 is entitled Defining and Defending Shame. And both of those things are really, really important as we understand the connections between shame and violence. So for our purposes, because we're kind of taking the social sciences and putting them in theological terms, we would define shame as the experience of glory or relational beauty being broken, lost, degraded, or despised. So the thing about shame is that you can experience shame because of something that you did, but you could also experience it because of something that happened to you, or something that someone close to you did. It is a highly communal, interconnected, relational reality. And a lot of times what happens in American culture is that we don't even discuss our shame. We have things like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, right? I want to be independent. I don't want to care what people think. Thankfully, we have some people like Brené Brown, for instance, who are at least raising the discussion of shame. But then when we do talk about it, and this is where I take issue with Brené Brown, we kind of marginalize it and demonize it and say shame is not something that you should feel. It's something you should try to get rid of, try to objectify, rationalize it away. And I take issue with that because I think that when glory is lost or degraded or despised, we should feel bad about that. And it's natural to feel a sense of rejection, to feel I'm not being treated with the dignity that I know I'm made for, right? Where I'm not experiencing connection. I'm lonely. I'm isolated. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know who am I? Where do I belong? What is my purpose? So it's actually a really healthy response to broken and degraded glory. But here's the thing. Shame can go in one of two directions, right? Shame can go in what John Braithwaite calls a disintegrative direction, leading to violence. As we know, shame is a major cause of violence. But shame can also go in what's called a reintegrative or transformative direction. And in fact, shame's actually necessary for that transformation. People who feel no shame experience no transformation. They're shameless, right?
Big problem. Yes.
That's an even bigger problem than experiencing shame and not knowing what to do with it. So one of the questions that we begin to address in here that's really important is what are the things that lead shame in a transformative direction, and how does the gospel address that?
Yeah, and the beautiful thing is that the Bible speaks to the problem of shame profoundly from Genesis to Revelation. In our Christian tradition, I grew up never hearing anything about the problem of shame. And I had a shadow of shame in my life relative to some things that I experienced when my father became mentally ill. And I thought, the Bible has nothing to say about shame. It only has stuff to say about the problem of guilt. So we were led to believe. The hopeful thing is that God speaks to these challenges, the whole human person, guilt, shame, fear. And I think this chapter really helps set the foundation for what comes later in the book.
Right. The Bible speaks to shame. God speaks to shame. And God has a solution for shame. A solution for helping restore us to our true humanity in Christ.